What is up with it? Today we are going to be watching round 9 of the Latin finals. Shout out to Sang Sang Events for streaming this. I would love for NA Events to be doing this more often. Obviously, Dallas did not do this. Bandai Card Fest Orlando only streamed like 3 rounds. I'm not exactly sure how many of these rounds we're going to watch on the channel, but hopefully all of them. But I'm starting here with round 9. Because it is Yonas the GOAT versus Jeremy, also known as Jellybeans, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Um, it shows a USA flag here, but I think that is for sure not correct. Anyways, a lot of people have asked for more of this matchup on the channel, and I really personally want to see how Yonas approaches this matchup. It looks like Yonas won the rock paper scissors almost certainly and chose to go second. I don't know if either player chose to mulligan. Jeremy choosing to keep his hand, or rather choosing to pass on one Don. No Garb, no Searcher. So Yonas, we see a Perona. I see a Buggy in there. I'm struggling to see what the other 5 are. I'm not exactly sure why the stream decided that we should look at Yonas rather than... Okay, there we go. I see a crocodile. I didn't really get to see the rest, unfortunately. It'll be interesting to see if he prefers to leader effect play off the top or if he's just going to play from his hand. Okay, so Jellybean swinging 6, Yonas taking. A lot of the times you do want to counter out earlier because the swings are so small versus BY. Oh, Tudon. Okay, so we're going to play Teach here. And I know we drew the crocodile, so I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see him play the crocodile here. Let's see. Yep, sure enough, and he's going to go ahead and bounce that Sabo back to hand. Yep. One of the big reasons why the crocodile has seen more play throughout 8.5 and 9 is to bounce these babies, so I'm not too surprised to see that come up. Looks like Jeremy might have hit a trigger here already. If it's if it's the Luffy or the Rygo, definitely already pretty annoying. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he thought about that for so long. I feel like that was a pretty cut and dry situation. Maybe he was considering popping the Teach. This is definitely a situation where I could see Yonas running out of cards rather quickly. Because I do imagine we're going to swing 5 into this Jinbei, and I imagine we're going to protect, which means we've already spent a card on Perona, on Teach, on Jinbei, on the Crocodile, and then on the card to protect Jinbei. So that's 5 cards that we would have expended from our hand already. Of course, going second, we did get to start with that extra card, but after spending 5 cards, we should, on our going into our 6th Dawn turn, we should only have 3 in our hand after we draw, I believe. So I believe Yonas should only have 2 in hand right now. Just gonna go ahead and play this Sabo. Makes a lot of sense. Definitely not a bad situation for Jeremy. Hitting that trigger is massive. This is a matchup that I imagine Yonas has spent a ton of time on. As Yonas is close to both of the other national champions, both Cross and Clyde, who both are big BY heads. I have to imagine he spent a lot of time testing with them. And if he did not feel comfortable in this matchup, I have to imagine he would not elect to play Dofi. Because he knows, obviously, that a lot of the other really good players will be on BY. Though he also knew that for Dallas Bandai Card Fest, and he still chose to take Lucci. So, who knows? Okay, so Gecko Moira for sure going to help alleviate the fact that we have spent some cards. We're going to go ahead and leader effect, maybe playing back this... Yep, this this law, and then the law is gonna. Okay, so it looks like Yonas just indicated that he had 4 cards in hand. That makes a lot of sense because we did go +1 off of the Gecko. Ooh, and then gonna go ahead and play the Sengoku. Okay. So my guess is we're probably not going to be swinging this Jinbei, and we're going to go ahead and instead try and set up to tax more cards out of Jeremy's hand next turn. So now we're on 7 for Jeremy. It'll be interesting to see if he elects to. Okay. This camera, I think the goal is to try and help us see his hand, but I genuinely cannot see a single thing in it. Same thing with Yonas. I think there's just a little bit too much glare. This is a beautiful setup, though. Shoutouts to Sang Sang Events. The production quality is honestly really good. So I'm a big fan of this. Nothing beats the presentation of the sim, IMO. Let's go. Shoutouts Batsu. But you know, we play paper. Okay, so gonna go ahead and swing 8, and we're leaving 4 Dawn active. Okay, so just gonna go ahead and play the Kuzan, draw a card, and then pass turn, I would imagine. So Yonas does have an opportunity. These are gonna be the really interesting turns. Like this exact turn, I'm really excited to see what Yonas does. I have genuinely no idea how many cards the BY player has in hand. If I really counted it, I'm sure I could figure it out, but I am not going to do that right now. My guess would be 8 or 9 would be my guess. Probably 9 if I had to guess, but I could be completely wrong. Yonas should have, I believe, 5. We're going to go ahead and start with a leader effect. We should know what this is because of the Perona, I believe. So a lot of foresight from Yonas. But also the way he flipped the boa kind of made me think he didn't know about it. Also the laugh from him made me think he didn't know about it. So I'd have to double check. But he never played off top, and he hasn't done any... Oh, no, he definitely doesn't know because he played Sengoku last turn. So yeah, so just laughing to himself because he got a little fortunate with that hit. Like that was for sure one of the better hits, as it allows him to essentially play the body for free, right? And just continue the aggression. Okay, Jeremy, really thinking about this. Jeremy deep in the think tank. Just planning what hits he's going to counter, take, block. I'm sure he is a little bit worried about the risk of taking this and then getting puddinged. That's always a big fear as the BY player. But you do also have to ask yourself if Yonas would have swung if he had the pudding. You know, depending on how many cards Jeremy has in hand, Yonas might have just fired it off. And Yonas is just fucking cold, stone-faced killer, man. Yo, I love this look on his face. He's just an absolute mad lad. Okay, so now I'm going to swing 5. And Jeremy's going to take this one. No trigger. Now we're going to go ahead and swing 6 with 5 Dawn left. We do have this Teach as a potential 7k swing. Oh. No, swinging 7. Okay. Swinging 7. So a lot of players believe that you shouldn't put them to 0. You should force them to awaken. I've gotten a lot of comments about that. I think I'm really more in the camp of what I'm gauging from Yonas here. Oh my god, dude, his fucking stare, man. Can you imagine sitting across the national champion and he's giving you this look? Bro, Jellybean's got to stare at the board. Don't look at him. He's going to peer into your soul. Um, anyways, though. Um, yeah, and then he gives you these laughs, too. Oh, man, what a killer. Um, I think the absolute worst thing that can happen to you as the Dofi player, or really, honestly, almost any deck that's ever been printed, is if the BY player, if you put them at 1, and then they go Hiyori, and now all of a sudden they're 9k 1 life. Like, it's so hard to win as 99.9% of decks that have ever been printed if you allowed the BY player to do that. Um, okay, so baby Luffy out of life and he took. Okay, how many cards in hand? Man, I think it was 8. Oh, and he does have the pudding. That's so nasty. Jeremy's like, shiced. Okay, so now it's all about okay, so what's in Jeremy's trash? There's a punch Luffy for sure. Um I'm not exactly sure if there's anything else relevant in there. There's the Shirahoshi obviously. There's like a 2K. I'm not exactly sure which 2K. It might have been like a Hiyori or something. Okay, Jeremy just hitting the shuffle. Really getting in good. I like this. Let's really randomize it. Jeremy's like, ooh, Yonas with the tap. He said, I believe you. Jeremy looks like he's. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, drawing for turn. Looking at his hand, he just needs to know how bad did I get pudding RNG'd. Why is he looking at the cards one at a time? What is happening? Bro, look at your hand. What is happening? It's your turn. Thank you. What are we doing here? All right. So gonna go ahead and start with an event. Oh, there's an egghead Luffy in trash as well. We know that for sure. So there's a punch Luffy and an egghead Luffy for sure in trash. Jeremy not looking thrilled. Um, not looking thrilled. I wonder what made Jeremy decide to take that last hit. Jonas looks pleased. I think he looks pleased because Jeremy does not look pleased. Okay. So gonna go ahead and add the Egghead Luffy. Obviously a critical piece of the matchup for the BY side here. Okay, so is on his 9 Dawn turn. He's got 8 Dawn left. Really thinking it out what he wants to do. Looks like there's about 17 minutes left on the clock. Both of these players being undefeated. 9-0, very impressive. So both are locked in for top cut guaranteed. This is really just to determine who's first and second in Swiss, which most of the time probably will not matter. You'll have the advantage in top cut versus everyone you play except for one person. And, you know, odds are that person probably will not make it to the finals if you do. It's pretty rare. Okay, so it looks like Yonas countered there. I believe we swung at the Gecko Moira. Jonas's hand should be pretty small at this point. I really want to say only like 2 cards. He should really only have like 2 cards in hand. Jeremy still has 6 Dawn remaining. Really thinking this over. Okay, gonna go ahead and swing 6. And yep, Yonas is gonna give him the 2K. Something different about Jonas's. Oh, wow. No babies. No babies? Oh, okay. Jeremy is in real trouble. Real trouble. That's why he was so upset about that search. Yeah, this is a huge win condition for Dofi. I'll say that it genuinely feels like it never happens. Where they actually just get hard farmed by the pudding and can't awaken afterwards. Um, but this is really bad for Jeremy. Yonas can genuinely just swing infinite times to take infinite cards, and like this is really not where Jeremy wants to be, obviously. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and block that 7. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and go 7 3 times, and then an 8, or maybe a 7 leader effect would make sense too. If Jeremy's scared of the 8, he probably counters the 7. Like if he doesn't have 2 2Ks. Looks like he's considering it. Nope. Okay, he's gonna take. So in his trash, he should have 1 Egghead Luffy and 1 Big Sabo is really the only important things in the trash, to my knowledge. Okay, so yep, we're gonna go ahead and teach effect, put something on top. If it's a boa, that would be huge, and it is. Just basically letting us play a body for complete free, right? Like, it's taking no dawn. I don't understand why the judges seem to continuously talk to Yonas about different things that are happening. Okay, so yep, we do have the 2 2Ks. It's possible Jeremy can have a baby Sabo in hand at this point. No, I think the game's just over. I think he's just gonna concede. Like if you don't have any babies on this turn, you just lose on the spot. Genuinely. Um, wow. Okay, Jonas might have genuinely no cards in hand is the one thing. But I don't even think that really matters. He might have 1 card in hand, maybe. Okay, double blocker, leader effect. Okay. Okay, Jeremy's trying to find a way, but he's got to be running really low on cards in hand, too. The Nami doesn't even get the draw. Like, I have to imagine Jeremy only has 1 or 2 cards in hand. And the thing is, Gecko top decks don't even save him, right? Okay, let me see how many cards he got in hand. Okay, Jonas has 2. He just drew Sengoku, and I'm not sure what the other one is. And Jeremy, we can't see. He might literally only have 1. He genuinely might have 0. I don't want the life counters. These are useless. I can see the life. Can I see a hand counter? That would be actually so much more helpful. Did we just swing at the Kuzan? Surely not, right? Oh, he did. Okay, so just wanting to get the threat off the board. saying I'm not going to be able to kill you this turn anyways. And just getting this 5k body off board is going to be important for my game plan here. 7, and we know the boa stacked, so we know there's a Jinbei here, and the Jinbei is going to be able to play us a Gecko. Oh my god. Yonas the GOAT? I would be really shocked if from this game state he doesn't win. Gonna go ahead and grab back the boa. I'm gonna go ahead and play the boa over the pudding rather than the teach. Thinks that the teach could still be relevant. Okay, it looks like we saw Crocodile Weevil. So we are going to be able to... Yep, and then Jeremy just concedes. Wow, shoutouts to Jonas for winning Swiss at Latin Finals. I would love to see more of him in Top Cut. I think there's a lot we can learn for sure. Crazy pudding. The pudding actually just completely stole the game. Wow, also this production value is really nice. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to go back and watch some of the other ones that are up, and we'll see some of those on the channel as well. Have a great rest of your day.